Hey folks, Randy here doing Cut and Trim. So we're only about a month away from Expo, formerly the GIE Expo. I think that's what it's called. And I'm going this year. This will only be my second time going. I went back in 2019 and I didn't go in 20 or 21. Actually, I don't think they even had it in 20. But going this year, and wanted to tell you some of the stuff I'm looking forward to. So one thing that's kind of cool about GIE is a lot of the folks that you watch on YouTube, myself, for example, will be there. So if there's like a YouTube person or Instagram person or whatever that you enjoy following, it's a good chance you'll be there and you'll get to take a picture with them. I got to meet a bunch of people when I went in 2019, and that was really cool for me. So that's a really cool thing. A lot of times they'll schedule like meetups, or there's this usually this rally thing that they do every year that you can go to, and there'll be a lot of people there. It's really cool to see some of the just wacky stuff that people come up with in the lawn care industry. When I went in 2019, I got to see all kinds of weird stuff. Some of it, I don't think really anything happened with it. There was something called like the KR Chariot, I think. That was basically a zero turn for the trimmer guy. You could just stand on it and ride around string trimming and whatever. I don't think anything ever came of that, but that was pretty cool. There was a guy in 2019 who had modified his zero turn so that he could drive it with his feet and not use hands. I saw a guy who made a push mower that had a string trimmer that would come out where the right wheel was and would string trim with your mower. There was a guy there with like a shovel that had an auger built onto it. Just all kinds of weird stuff. And cool stuff too. Like the I don't know if you guys are familiar with those Fuel Works gas cans, but like the first time I ever heard of them was at GIE, now called Expo. But it's really cool to be able to go there and check out some of the weird, wacky stuff that people come up with that, in some cases is a great idea. And, in other cases is just interesting. Like a guy that put a bucket loader on the front of a zero turn. Like, that was pretty cool, Hey guys, Randy from the future here. As I was editing this video, I got a heads up from the folks at Echo Means Business that if you put in VIP EMB, I think, you get 50% off your Expo tickets. Let me confirm that that's right. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the EMB Social Media Lounge, which I could see myself being there quite a bit. I think I'm going to use that as my home base because this is massive. I've never been at an expo or anything as big as Equip Expo, and it's very overwhelming and incredibly easy to get lost. And so I'm intending to use the EMB, Echo Means Business, Social Media Lounge as kind of my base. And when I'm trying to figure out where I'm going, I'm going to base it off of where that is. Yep, that was right. So it's VIP EMB, just all one word. The letters VIP EMB, all capitalized. You put that in for the code at checkout, and you'll save yourself 50% off your tickets for the expo, assuming you haven't already bought them. If you did already buy them, well. Something that I personally get a lot of enjoyment out of is seeing what Nick over at Dawson Manufacturing is going to do. It seems like every year Nick has some kind of a release or something new and cool that he shows off at the expo, and it's been kind of neat for me because there's things that I've never known something was getting released beforehand, but most of the time I've known about the things that Dawson Manufacturing was releasing. I just didn't know it was happening then. Like Snowmate, I actually had Nick had shown me a working version of that several months before the GIE, and then that was like the reveal at the GIE that year or something. And that was pretty cool. How much work he had done on that, and I was aware of TruckMate. I was there for Mulchmate. I was there for a lot of Mulchmate, but I was aware of TruckMate, but I didn't know he was releasing that. He kept that secret. And so, like, I know things that Nick has talked about that he wants to work on. And he hasn't told me he actually is working on these things, but it wouldn't shock me if they happened. It wouldn't shock me if they showed up at Expo. Like, if he's got, I'll say this. If Nick with Dawson Manufacturing, home of the mulch mate, if he says that he's got a product announcement or something, you definitely want to be there for it, because it's going to be cool. I'm not coming with any inside information. I asked him if he was releasing anything, and he hasn't answered me. So I'm not saying that he is or he isn't. I have no idea. I'm just saying, based on what I do know, if Nick is going to reveal something at Expo, you're going to want to be there to check it out, because it's going to be really cool. Networking is a big part of the GIE Expo, or just the Expo. Equip Expo, excuse me. Networking is a big part of Equip Expo, and it's really cool to be able to get the opportunity to meet people and learn from other industry pros. I got to meet a bunch of people that well, that's not true. I only keep in contact with one person that I met at Expo. But you know, it's very cool to have that opportunity to do that. That person, you know, all these years later, I still talk to. So that's a really cool feature of it. Ultimately, probably the coolest thing about GIE, or excuse me, the Equip Expo, is that literally anything that you want to see in the lawn care industry, anything lawn care related at all, it will be there. And most likely, you'll get to play around with it outside. If you've ever wanted to try a electric mower, electric walk behind, electric stander, electric zero turn, you'll get to play with it. If you want to play with electric string trimmers, or you want to play with the most powerful gas-powered trimmers, or chainsaws, or tractors, or, you know, ride-on aerators, I don't know, anything you can think of, you'll get the opportunity to screw around with or put your hands on. And that's honestly one of the really cool things. You'll get to see where people are innovating. And a lot of times, if you're driving, like I am, you can actually purchase things at the Expo at a discounted price. You know, because a lot of times they don't want to take the stuff with them. And especially on Friday, you start walking around those exhibits on Fridays, they'll be like, hey man, give me $50, you can have this. You know, they just, because they don't want to have to pack it up. It's a very cool experience, and it's great to get hands-on. Now, if you want the best out of people, you want to talk to people on Wednesday or Thursday morning. By Friday morning, they could care less. They don't even, I mean, they're tired. They don't care if they can talk to you or not. They could care less. But before then, you have the opportunity to learn about the products you're interested in. If there's a mower you're interested in, honestly, if you're interested in a Wright stander, there's a good chance you can talk to Ed Wright himself, and he'll give you the pros and cons of his equipment. He probably won't give you any cons, but you know what I'm saying. It's an awesome opportunity. I'm also very much looking forward to the 5K it's a charity 5K, I believe, that's happening on Wednesday morning. Now, I'm not looking forward to it for the camaraderie. I'm not looking forward to it because I want to engage with other pros. It's because I've been called out by Don the Canadian. Some of you are familiar with Don. He's a part of the Echo Means Business user advisory group for Echo. And Don called me out to run this 5K, and he and I are in a race. And I'm looking forward to dusting Don. Hopefully. Or at a minimum, just keeping up with it. Also, hopefully. Please take it easy on me, Don. I've never done a 5K before. But I am looking forward to that. That's some of the stuff I'm looking forward to for the Expo this year. If you guys are coming to the Expo, like, let's see if we can figure out how to meet each other. So leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know, and, you know, see what we can figure out. I would love to meet anybody that, if you're interested in meeting me, I'm interested in meeting you. So let's figure this sucker out. Look forward to seeing you guys. So it's Randy with Dolan Cut and Trim. Have a good one.